much. Wade Davis on the hill for the Rays, and he'll be facing this lineup for Joe Girardi. Derek Jeter leads off at short, followed by Johnny Damon, and then Mark Teixeira. Alex Rodriguez at third base hitting cleanup, and Hideki Matsui, the DH today. Nick Switchers at right, and Robinson Cano, he's finishing red hot. Melky Cabrera in center, and Jose Molina will do the catching and bat ninth.
Can't say enough about the mound presence of Wade Davis in his 31 1/3 innings. He's been very, very impressive with a 3.45 earned run average. Only one rough outing. That was at Fenway Park. Other than that, he's pitched extremely well, and he's excited about pitching against the team with the best record in Major League Baseball, the New York Yankees today, and I'm sure he will be up for the challenge. The defense behind Wade Davis today in the outfield. Gabe Kapler gets the start in left field. B.J. Upton back out there in center. Gabe Gross the start in right. Around the infield, Evan Longoria and Reed Brignac on the left side. Ben Zobrist, Willie Ibar on the right side of the infield. And Greg Zahn gets the start behind the plate for Wade Davis.
With Gabe Kapler in left. Derek Jeter will lead it off here. Jeter, Damon, and Teixeira. And Wade Davis all set. The first pitch is a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes to start it. Jeter begins the afternoon hitting .333, 18 home runs, and 66 runs batted in. There's a strike called by Rob Drake, and it's a 1-1 count. Joe Madden alongside Davey Martinez in the Rays dugout. And a strike. It's 1-2. Well, it was the outing that Wade Davis had this spring against the Yankees that really opened some eyes. Just the way he went about it. And so here he is facing the Yankees in this start. A little tap to third. Tough play. No play. And Jeter has an infield hit. So a little ground ball. Almost a swinging bunt by Jeter down the third base side. And he has an infield hit.
Yeah, the good sequence by Wade Davis. Made some good pitches with the fastball and try to get Derek with the slider. Good pitch down and away. And Derek just gets it in the right spot. Little tapper to Evan, and he puts it in his back pocket. That's the right move. No chance.
Now Johnny Damon. Damon finishing off a good regular season with New York. Wade's pitch is away. A ball, no strikes. 6th start of the year for Wade. And a pop-up foul back. That's going to be caught by Longoria in the coaching box. Damon is out of there. 1 away. Proud to bring you this game in high definition this afternoon. Nice crowd gathered here this afternoon for the final game of the regular season. And here's Mark Teixeira. Pitch is up. It caught the strike zone on the inside part of the plate.
Yeah, pretty good fastball. That ball gets on you in a hurry. 91 right there. Good fluid delivery. And quick enough to the plate to help eliminate the running game.
Shift is on for Teixeira. Over to first. Jeter's back in. Jeter has 30 steals this year. It's 30 of 35. That's away. 1-1. Teixeira and Carlos Pena tied for the top spot in the home run derby in the American League. pitch is popped up third base side, back again. Zahn chases it, but it is out of play, and Zahn tumbles right into the Yankee dugout. Helped back out by Johnny Damon and others. Well, Zahn pretty nimble to be 38 years old. Nick Swisher down there to help him out as well.
He just couldn't stop himself. He was running so fast.
Yeah, that must be it. When you build that kind of forward momentum,
it's unstoppable. Only the dugout fence right there can stop you. Nice effort, though. You know, a lot of guys would have just said, that's out of play. That was closer than I thought it was. Zahn knew that.
Got away from Davis, and the count is 2-2. Well, here's the home run breakdown in the American League now. Carlos Pena, Mark Teixeira with 39. Jason Bay and Aaron Hill each have 36, and Adam Lind with 35. And a foul again. No Ray has ever led the league in home runs. Carlos in 07, you recall, had 46. He finished second to Alex Rodriguez that year, who had 54. And of course, Carlos had his season end September 7th in New York when he was hit by that pitch and broke 2 fingers. Over to first. Jeter's back in. By the way, since 1920, which is commonly recognized as the beginning of the live ball era, no player has ever led his league in home runs, missing as many as 25 games to end the season. That's the number Carlos will wind up missing. Fly ball short center. In comes B.J. Upton to make the catch. So Teixeira has retired his first time up. 2 gone with Pena still at first. So they've all been chasing Carlos for just under a month now, and Teixeira and Pena are tied in home runs.
And you're probably looking at 2 more at bats, because I don't believe Joe Girardi, unless Teixeira wants them all, to try to hit a home run. I don't think he's going to have all the starters go more than 7 innings.
Yeah, if they get 2 or 3 at bats, I would think that
they're out of there. Yeah. I mean, Joe has more important things on his mind, and that's to get everybody out of here healthy today.
Alex Rodriguez, and the pitch is a strike.
And I don't believe that's, I mean, I do believe that's why Derek Jeter's not running right now. Otherwise, you probably would have seen him run. Wade Davis is holding him close and thrown over there a few times. I don't think you're going to see a lot of exertion, and you know, the last thing you want is a quick step and a muscle pull, something like that, the last day of the season.
Pitch is down.
And by the way, we've seen that. Now, it was a pitcher, but De La Rosa pulled a leg muscle for the Rockies, and he's one of their key starters. And he hurt himself over this weekend, and he may not be ready for the divisionals.
Yeah, the Dodgers clinched last night.
Right.
So they'll be the National League West champs.
Lose one key guy in the divisionals, and you know, talking about Carlos Pena, I still say that was the downfall of the Rays. He was swinging the bat as well as he had all year. He was hitting the ball with backspin. He was hitting for base hits. He was hitting the ball opposite field, and he was actually hitting from better home run consistency.
Yeah, I think you're right. He had started to swing the bat the best he had swung all year. Ooh, a little bit inside as Rob Drake looks the pitch off the inside corner.
Boy, that's a good pitch by Wade. He is locked in. Look at that. It is inside. Zahn tries to frame it, but it's off the inside corner by about 6 inches.
2-2. There goes Jeter, and the pitch it on the ground through the right side for a base hit. Gross up with it. Throw cut off, and a throw back to first. Rodriguez back in. Brenya cut off the throw and went back to Ibar at first with an idea of trying to catch Alex Rodriguez, who got back in.
Well, that was more of a run and hit play right there on the 2-2 count. Jeter just gambling. It's going to be a strike being thrown. The ball be put in play here with 2 outs, and it was. And A-Rod found the hole. It's not a hit and run. It's a run and hit. Alex's choice. He got a little looked like a slider away.
See the turn by Rodriguez and the play on him a little late. Now it's Hideki Matsui, the DH, in the batter's box. He hits a fly ball into left. Kepler is there to make the catch, and that retires.
Interference.
Oh, that's interference. Yep. Interference the call. Catcher's interference. And so that fly ball will be nullified, and it'll be an error charge to Zahn. Here it is. Knocked his mitt right off when he made contact. And so the bases are going to be loaded.
And knocked the tip of his glove right off the hand right there. And we were talking about catcher's interference last night. If Matsui had hit that ball out of the ballpark, guess what? It's a 3-run home run. You get the better of the 2. Instead, he flew out, so he takes his base.
So the bases are loaded, and here's Nick Swisher. Up and in. Swisher getting a little jogging in halfway down the line and circles back.
Well, that's a message right there. Wade Davis going inside. Well, Swisher has hurt the Rays all season long. Now he's not trying to hit him, but nothing wrong with pitching inside. You and I were talking about that about the first 2 months of the season, that guys were not pitching inside enough.
Yep, absolutely.
We've seen young guys doing it in this homestand. David Price to Teixeira the other day. Wade Davis right there.
Pitch is a strike. Well, I'll tell you, it makes such a big difference. Even quality hitters like Teixeira the other night, when he was hit by that pitch, Price pitched him away the next time up. It made a difference in his approach.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. And that's why we harped on it for a couple of months there. Not enough guys are going inside.
This one is popped up. That'll come straight back and wind up out of play. The count goes to 1-2.
I tell you what, that was what David did the other day. That was a big time message, and I guarantee you Carlos Pena really appreciated that. And we're not saying that CC Sabathia hit Carlos intentionally. However, he didn't mind it getting away from him either to hit him on the hand.
Yeah, and if they it does give them something to think about the regularity of pitching in, and that's fine. You're supposed to pitch in. You have to pitch in, but that doesn't mean that you can do it without any consequences. Did he go? He checked the time on the field, says Runge, and it's 2-2. And I guess the point of that is your pitching staff has to be willing to come in, and if another club is going to pitch into you, they can't be surprised when your pitchers pitch into their hitters.
Correct. And really that's why there was no big time reaction the other night, because certainly Joe Girardi knows that, hey, that pitch inside to hit Carlos Pena basically ended the Rays season. And you don't want one of your guys hit. You're going to the postseason. You don't want one of your guys hit, especially on an area where you might break a hand.
Well, the count is full. Look at this one.
Well, he's making Swisher dance. We know he's a pretty good mover out there. We've seen that.
Yeah.
Not intentional, though, to go that far in. Wade was upset with himself. He didn't want to go 3-2 here.
Runners go 3-2, and it's hit on the ground to first. Ibar is going to make the play unassisted. That retires the side. Yankees leave them loaded. We go to the bottom of the first. No score.
Now,
okay. Yeah.
I can do my show from anywhere.
Yeah. Bottom of the first, the Rays coming in to hit. No score. B.J. Upton will be in the top spot for the Rays in center, followed by Reed Brignac and Evan Longoria. Vince Zobrist at second, hitting cleanup. Willie Ibar, Pat Burrell, Greg Zahn, Gabe Gross, and Gabe Kapler rounding out the Rays lineup.
Final tune-up for right-hander A.J. Burnett. Comes in and as he finishes this season with a 12-9 record. This is his 33rd start. He does have a complete game. 202 innings, pretty much exactly what the Yankees had hoped for. Almost a strikeout an inning at 192. And he's coming off a pretty good start on the 29th of September against the Royals, where he went 6 1/3 innings, gave up 1 earned run on 3 hits.
Well, here is B.J. starting the afternoon at 242. The pitch is inside a little bit. B.J. with 11 home runs and 55 runs batted in. Upton down in the middle of the order in the game last night. And there's a strike on the outside part of the plate.
Well, those numbers the last 4 games. 462 batting average.
He takes the pitch outside, close, but a ball, and it's 2-1. And he's been seeing the ball very well. Three and 1. Be nice to see B.J. finish this season with a couple of hits today and feel good about going into the off season, and when it all starts again next spring, have those memories the freshest in his mind and get off to a good start and realize this vast potential that he possesses. It's fouled into the screen and the count is full.
Good quick swing though, and a 93 fastball down and away. I remember talking about 30 games ago, us talking about, hey, don't waste your final 120 at bats, even though you're hitting 230 at the time, and he hasn't. That's what we were talking about. He's worked on things and he's taken a positive swing, positive, good mechanics. Obviously the results are because of that, and you got to be really happy for BJ because he didn't waste his last 120 at bats.
Now the 3-2 again, and a high fly ball back into center field. Cabrera's going to have to go to the track for this one, and about a step and a half from the wall in straightaway center, he hauls it in.
Wow, that's a good short swing though. That is a compact swing. That was a beautiful fluid swing and hit the ball with the backspin. I thought it had a chance to jump the yard, and I think BJ thought so too. Let's take a look at the rest of the defense for the Yankees. Johnny Damon in left, You just saw Melky Cabrera in center, Nick Switcher in right, around the infield left to right, Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter, Robbie Cano, and Mark Teixeira, and Jose Molina behind the plate for A.J. Burnett.
Reed Brignac. Pitch and away. Reed in here with an average of .291, and he swung the bat when he gets a chance to play upon his most recent return from AAA. Takes a good cut and fouls it back.
Remember the first time he came up, he really had an uppercut swing. I know he went back down, he worked on that, and still times he does that, but he's leveled his swing out better. Some of those balls he hit against Baltimore, those were high fastballs, and he got through them and hit them with backspin.
And a strike. Well, the Rays have always been high on Reed Brignac, and you know, his travel through the developmental processes has not been unusual for a talented young player. He's had spurts where he has improved in one part of his game and not so much, and then he's flip-flopped that. You know, there was a time when they really loved his defense, concerned about his offense, and they really loved his offense, were concerned about his defense, and that's not unusual as a young player puts all of that talent together, and he's showing signs of doing both now. Ground ball backhanded by Rodriguez at third. The pickup and the throw, and Brignac hustling down that line.
Love that.
He is out of there, but boy, he was busting it out of the batter's box.
And even that swing, that was a short compact. So he just shot the ball where it was pitched. A-Rod happened to be wide at third, which he plays usually, but that's a nice piece of hitting. And look at him hustle right down the line. Now he knows right out of the box that it's right at A-Rod, but nonetheless, he's making A-Rod make a quicker play over there.
Well, boy, you love to see that.
You bet.
And you know, he thought he hit the ball hard enough. He like BJ thought he probably had a hit there, or should have, as hard as he hit the ball, and he was really hustling down that first base line.
Well, A-Rod plays wide at third on lefties all the time. That ball normally would have been a base hit.
1-0 the count to Evan Longoria, and a tap foul takes the count to 1-1.
I'd like to see Evan get a couple of hits, see if he can get that average up to over 280. He's at 277 right now.
A.J. Burnett delivers. Not around his feet. It's a 2-1 count. Three balls and a strike. Good take on the breaking ball. And that catches the corner. Fastball in around 93.
And not a whole lot you can do with that. That's on the outside corner, tailing back. Watch this. Little movement comes back on the outside corner and bites it.
So full count. Evans swings, hits this one deep back into center field, and that ball is gone. Longoria tees off on a fastball, hitting his 33rd home run of the year, and the Rays break out in front.
Yeah, good for him. Glad he got a big one on the last day of the season. .33 home runs, 113 RBIs. He wears number 3. He likes threes, and boy, he got a 3-2 fastball. Mislocation Burnett did, and Evan just was all over it. Tell you what, there's not too many fastballs he can't turn around.
He pulverized that one.
That's why he doesn't get too many fastballs to hit. But boy, when they make a mistake, he's all over it.
And Zobrist fouls the fastball back. That's a strike. Boy, when he hit that one, you could tell he hit it well, and Cabrera in center field turned and took about a step and a half and said, you know, there's no way I'm going to come anywhere near to that one. And he watched it sail out. 1-1 to count now. The number 33 for Evan Longoria. 25th home run given up by Burnett.
I just like his setup. He's so relaxed at the plate.
With the fly ball back into center field, slicing on Cabrera. That's going to be in there. Extra bases. Zobrist into second with a stand-up double. Ben's 27th double of the year. Nice slice from the left-handed side there away from the center fielder.
Well, that's what happens when you watch football in the clubhouse. You do a post pattern if you're the center fielder. No, the ball just jumped away from Cabrera. There goes this fastball over the heart of the plate. Again, there's that coil and that nice fluid swing of Ben Zobrist. And I think Cabrera thought he could cut it off at first and then said, uh-oh, that ball's over my head. Forget about it.
Willie Ibar takes a fastball on the inside part of the plate. Willie with 12 home runs on the year. Ground ball over the mound toward the middle. Jeter's up with it, has a throw to first to make, and that retires the side. But the Rays get a run on the home run by Evan Longoria. 3-2 fastball he hit out of here, and the Rays lead 1-0 at the end of one.
Being hungry again like we was the first year, you know, when we went to that championship race, you can see it in everybody's eyes. Everybody wanted it. This year it was more like, I think we felt like it was just going to happen, and you know, kind of enjoying the success a little bit too much, and it probably hurt us a little bit. But you know, I think next year with the young staff coming back and everybody on the offense coming back, and you know, I think we had a team to definitely get back to that level and compete.
One of the exciting things about this season was watching Carl Crawford play at full health for a full year, guys, and hopefully that'll happen again next year. Back to you.
Yeah, and he worked hard during the offseason with that in mind. There's a long shot back into center. Cano hits it to the warning track, and Upton makes the catch for the first out. You know, I thought some comments that Crawford made right there.
Yes.
Were
I know where you're going.
Yeah. There are areas about Crawford that people don't recognize, and I wonder sometimes if it's because he's so physically gifted, and that's what you see all the time. But he makes observations about himself and his team in general, and I thought he had a couple very key comments there about that, and I really think that that those kinds of things are overlooked in the contributions that Crawford can make to a team from that point of view.
Well, I got out of that the same thing you did, and the things that I took out, I wrote them down. I enjoyed the success too much early. That hit me because, number one, I've experienced that with a team before in the big leagues, and I know exactly what he's talking about. And I sensed that early when I first started doing games with you here, that the guys were confident, never a doubt about that, but it was kind of, hey, it's going to happen. We won last year, and then you got to go after it early and often.
And here's what
put the throttle down.
You're right, and here's what I see out of that as well. And Crawford is loyal to his teammates. He's not going to call anybody out publicly, but every player in that clubhouse, they know what all the other teammates are doing. Whether they're doing, whether they're working hard or not working as hard.
When they're showing up, that's right.
And I think those comments speak to that. Now Crawford worked hard over the winter because he was hurt and frustrated by the season before he had physically, and he tried to strengthen himself physically in areas that could prevent that kind of breakdown. But I think, and he, you could put him under a big single light bulb and try to cross-examine him. He's not gonna talk to you about individuals, but he senses that there were maybe a handful of guys who didn't work as hard as they could have, and when that happens, then I mean, it takes all 25 and really more than that to win a pennant, and that's what the Rays got last year. They got 25 and more. They got contributions from every part of the club.
Yeah.
And so I think that comment that, well, maybe we enjoyed the success a little too much, I think that's a very profound comment by Carl Crawford right there. 2 strikes the count to Molina, 2 outs, bases empty here in the second.
I had a team that we won the division in '95. We didn't go to the World Series when I managed the Red Sox, and we did lose a couple of guys, but we came back and we had a terrible spring. Bothered me very much. Didn't bother the players as much in my mind. Started off the season 6-19.
Yep.
Well, guess what? We finished 85 and 77.
Wave and a miss. Molina's out on strikes. 1, 2, 3. Breaking ball there from Wade Davis, and the Rays lead 1-0. just out of the reach of Brignac for a base hit. So Jeter, who had the infield hit his first time up, has a base hit into left to open to third. For more on Borey, let's go to Todd Callis.
It's great to see him in the dugout there. He's not far from his good friend Cuz George Hendrick. But there he is handing out the lineup card. And, guys, he was told by the coaching staff before the game that he had to tell the umpires a joke. So he was telling the home plate umpire a joke there. He's like, no, wait, you got to tell everybody. So he took a step back, very polite, and then he had to tell everybody his little joke before the game. So the coaching staff enjoying things on the last day of the season, guys.
I want to hear the joke.
Johnny Damon. Well, did he find the key to the batter's box?
No, that's right. that's an old one.
One strike
it
here.
Always worked,
David,
too.
Yeah. There's always somebody who'd go looking for it. Sharply hit foul. First base side down in front of Nick Kelleher. 0-2 the count. Borey has been a delight. He's with that title he has. He spent a lot of time as the interpreter for Aki when Aki. I guess Aki needed it, but he's the reason Borey has been here, and we're grateful for it. Both have been a lot of fun. 0-2 now to Damon. He's out of there. Strike 3 call. Fastball caught the corner. That'll be strikeout number 2 for Wade Davis.
Take a look at this pitch right here. Well, Johnny, it's October 4th. that's a good 6 inches outside.
Caught the corner of the opposite batter's box.
You're right, Johnny. It was too far outside. Hey, a little closer, I'd say go ahead and hack at it, but that was 6 inches.
Mark Teixeira up there takes the pitch down.
You mentioned key to the batter's box. I was thinking of Chris Costello, who I didn't know until this year when I got here. Chris said, "Hey, Kevin, do you remember that I was the bat boy in Rochester when you were playing?" I said, "Oh my God, of course." I'm just thinking, I hope I didn't do that to Chris when I played. You know, say, Chris, go get the key to the batter's box.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll have to ask him.
Well, I'll tell you,
there's
Chris. He's just one of the best for the Rays media relations.
Yes,
he's he's very capable and in charge, a great guy, and he has that great baseball background too, because he spent so much time in the minor leagues. And he certainly respects the baseball protocol of time spent, players who've been there, and baseball executives and so forth. He has a full understanding of that.
He's super. I asked him early in the season when he came back up to me and reintroduced himself from being a young kid to now. I said, "Was I good to you?" He goes, "Oh yeah, you were great." I said, "Okay."
Teixeira is out on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts for Wade Davis.
Wade mixing in some change-ups, and that looked like a two-seamer right there.
Well, that's a great two-seamer too. Look at that.
Fading down and away from Mark Teixeira.
Yeah, Teixeira's. He's reviewing that pitch as well, and he's got a lot of respect for that pitch.
You're not kidding.
Pitch to Rodriguez is outside. You know, for a rookie right-hander to have Teixeira say that and react that way, that's high praise.
It really is.
Of all the things that Davis has accomplished so far, that's got to be right at the top of the list to get that kind of reaction from a hitter as great as Teixeira. Fly ball, right field. Gabe Gross is there. The Yankees are out in the third. We go to the bottom of the inning. 1-0 Tampa Bay. Welcome back to Tropicana Field. Bottom of the third, the Rays lead 1-0. Gabe Kapler will open it, followed by B.J. Upton and Reed Brignac against A.J. Burnett. Gabe lines the ball off the glove of Jeter and into left field, picked up out there by Damon. That was a hard hit line drive off the bat of Kapler and will go as a base hit.
Boy, that was a rocket right there. Jeter had good timing on the leap. Take a look right here from this shot. Great shot. Right off the tip of the glove. Ball hit that hard, might break a finger. Even on your glove hand.
BJ pitches down, a ball to no strikes. Two and 0. By the way, we saw that shot of Chris Costello, the director of communications for the Rays, and you know that whole group over there, headed up by Rick Vaughn and Chris Costello, Carmen Molina, Dave Hallard, Eric Ruiz. They've been great again this year, as they always are.
Super.
And we give them a salute and a tip of the hat.
Absolutely, echo that.
Two nothing the count to BJ. Pitch inside to him. It started as a breaking ball that didn't do much. There's Rick Vaughn, the vice president of communications, and he's put together that staff. And I'll tell you, I don't know what it is, but he has a great knack of getting quality people. They are loyal to him and they work hard, and they don't get a lot of credit. They do a lot of behind the scenes work, spend a lot of hours around the ballpark, and they do great work.
Travel with the team most of the time.
3-1. BJ fouls it, so the count is full. 3-2.
Well, I think it's pretty cool for Chris, because you're coming in as a young bat boy for the Rochester Red Wings, which was the Orioles at that time, Baltimore Orioles, and then to see him all these years later and working in the game, I think it's a great story.
Runner goes. The pitch is wide for ball 4. So a runner at first, a runner at second with nobody out, and now Todd Callis.
You know what, Dwayne? We still have one more race to go in the big leagues. In fact, it may not end today, with Minnesota and Detroit coming in tied for the lead in the American League Central. And here's the updated scores. Justin Verlander has thrown a one-hitter so far through 5. He's faced the minimum. The Tigers have a 2-run home run out of Ryan Rayburn and a solo shot by Maglio Ordonez. They lead 4-0 heading to the 6th. Kansas City and Minnesota just underway. The Twins are going with Carl Pavano on 3 days rest. If they end up tied, they will play for the Central title on Tuesday afternoon, 4 o'clock Central, in the Metrodome, because tomorrow the Metrodome's being used for Monday Night Football. Guys, back to you.
Right down to the wire they go. I'll tell you, that's a great feeling, and all kinds of feelings when you get a race like that one has turned out.
Well, you know, and as Todd was talking, Minnesota put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the first.
How about that?
Yeah. So they answer. Detroit started an hour ago. They've got 4 on the board in the 6th inning with Verlander. Bottom of the first against the Royals, and Minnesota counters with a 4 spot. About that. There it is.
Updated now.
Just like that. The second year in a row if Minnesota wins and Detroit holds on. The Twins are in a 1-game playoff.
1-1 is lifted toward left center field. Cabrera, the center fielder, will make the catch. This throws back toward third, and the runners hold at first and second. connected on a 3-2 fastball in the first. And has provided the only run of the game so far. His 33rd home run of the year.
You know, AJ, I mean, it's only 1-0, but he has missed location quite a bit today here in the first 2 1/3 innings. Sometimes I see his arm slide with the fastballs a little bit lower than we saw earlier. That's normal this late in the season, but I'm sure Joe Girardi wants to see him really hit his spots. Get off on a good note leading up to the divisional series.
And a foul ball back.
See, those
fastball.
See, Dwayne, those are hittable fastballs. It's a 91 right there. Evan was all over it.
1 strike to count. Evan now tied for 3rd in the American League and runs batted in with 113, so he's still 4th. Started the day a couple back of Adam Lynn. Snap throw to first, and Upton is back in on the pitch down. 1-1. So Evan with 113 runs batted in to go with 33 home runs. It's Teixeira, Bay, Lind, and Longoria in the RBI department.
And for the Twins, by the way, Kubel hit a 3-run home run in the first, so that opened up the game for them. 26 home runs for Jason Kubel.
There's a base hit up the middle. Kapler will have to stop at 3rd, and the bases are going to be loaded. Kapler not quite sure if that ball was going to be caught or not, and the bases are loaded now with 1 out.
Again, he missed location. This ball's up and out over the plate. He wanted it down. Cano with the effort. That's why Gabe Kapler had to hold up just in case there was a catch there. And with Ben Zobrist coming up and 1 out, that was the right thing to do. Don't run yourself out of an inning.
Here's Ben Zobrist. Ben doubled his first time. Pitch catches the strike zone, an opening breaking ball. Zobrist right now is 2 for 12 against Burnett. He has a home run and a double off him.
I think we just saw a Zorilla too.
Yep. 2 strikes. Well, you know, it was that home run last year right after the All-Star break when the Rays had gone into the break on that losing streak, and Zobrist hit a home run off A.J. Burnett, who was pitching for Toronto at the time. That's the home run he has off him, and that gave the Rays, turned out to give them a win, and that was a big hit last year in the great success story that this club was in baseball. So Zobrist, even though some people are a little surprised maybe by what he's done this year, you know, for those who had a chance to see him last year and see what he accomplished, not altogether surprised. I mean, he's certainly propelled himself among the league leaders in a number of categories, but he's worked hard to get where he is. There's a reason he has succeeded.
Well, I reflect back to what you told me in April, that at his position he had a better home run per at bat ratio than anybody in baseball, including Chase Utley at second base.
And a strike on the outside part of the plate. Called out on strikes by Drake. First strikeout for Burnett.
Well, it's wide today out there. Johnny Damon saw that. And now Ben Zobrist sees it. Let's see if this goes around the outside. Oh, yeah, it's way out. Way outside. Yeah, that's outside by 6 inches, too. That white line there of the right-handed batter's box, that is 6 inches from home plate. So you saw it cross that white line. That is 6 inches outside. That's a bad call. Same on Johnny Damon. Both ways, bad calls.
Willie Ibar takes the pitch up and away. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, the plate's 17 inches wide, so that's 23 inches out there. That's unreachable. That's why Damon and Ben Zobrist both had a good argument. Unless you got Babe Ruth's bat, 40 inches long, you might be able to reach it. But
then you might not be able to swing it, though.
I think that's more the latter. You're right.
1-0 pitch. Ibar fouls it. He had a pretty good pitch to hit right there. Fastball.
I've just seen a lot of mistakes by AJ. This is not the command he wants, let alone what the score is. He's working pretty hard, but he's underneath. He's down a little bit. See, that's up and out over the plate. He's trying to go in. That's just out over the plate. And even the curveball's a little bit flat.
Too low.
That's a good. I mean, that's where you want him. You want him up, that arm up, and get the ball down like that. But those have been few and far between.
Ground ball, right side, picked up by Teixeira, who steps on the bag. And the Rays will leave him loaded. We're through 3. 1-0 Rays. Time for the Aflac trivia question. Aflac, we've got you under our wing. Aflac! How many teams in Major League history have won 180 games over 2 seasons after losing 180 games the previous 2 years? That's our Aflac trivia question. Top half of the 4th finds Hideki Matsui leading off. He reached on catcher's interference his first time. 1 ball and no strikes. So that's an error charge to the catcher, but not an at-bat charge to the hitter. That seems only fair. 1-1 to count.
Yeah, I think so. Unless he hits it out, then he'll take the hit.
Yeah, and he has the option of taking the hit.
Right.
And the at-bat. That would give him 1 for 1.
Well, we had a pretty good talk this morning with Joe Madden about that ruling yesterday.
Yes, we did, and it's that was a great conversation. Broken back ground ball. Ibar is going to take care of that, and as we thought, Madden talked to them to have the umpires clarify that situation, because there was initial inclination thinking, well, maybe that's a balk.
Right.
And it could be if he steps the wrong way.
Yeah. If he had any indication, when people that didn't see it, a first and second double steal, Aceves lifted his left leg kind of hesitated and threw to third, but he threw it wildly to third. Both runs scored. Most of the time you think, well, that's a balk because you're throwing to an unoccupied base. Well, if a runner is stealing third base and you lift your leg and you don't make a motion home with the leg, you throw to third, then you can throw to that base because there's an attempt of a play being made there. And that's exactly what we talked about yesterday, and that's what Joe wanted to get clarified with the umpires in between innings there. There's a Sevis, and as we told Joe this morning, he was actually working on that on Friday night, just messing around during stretching on that hang move.
2-1 the count.
I think he took Hinsky by surprise, though, didn't he?
Sure did. Well, then that turned out, that gave the Rays a couple runs, and they won the game 5-3.
Yeah, and Jeff got his 13th win, and hopefully he is the Rookie of the Year. I still feel he should be.
That would be great for him, and we'll take a look at that play we're talking about. Now, did he step toward the plate or not? Well, if he did, it's a balk.
Yeah, see, he lifted the leg up, and that's exactly what Jim Hickey said, is he put the leg down, and then he kind of shuffled his feet to get some direction toward third base. So that was close. It was arbitrary.
Ground ball to first again. Ibar this time with the toss to Davis. That's very interesting because if it is a balk and he threw it away, we talked about that very point. The Rays would have had an option to take the play. In fact, that came up apparently in the conversation with the umpires, and at least one of them was a little hesitant about that, and the others said no, the Rays would have that option to take those runs. Forget now the Devils and the Lightning Thursday on Sun Sports in high definition, 7 o'clock. Lightning hockey.
But even the umpires have to question themselves and correct each other because it's an unusual play. And Joe said this, and I echoed that. I haven't never seen it. Joe said, I've never seen that play before.
Well, it was, it's like that play that we had earlier in the year when that ball went into or on top of the bag down in the bullpen. There was uncertainty among umpires and umpire directors.
Even the supervisor.
In that situation. 1-1. And at the end of the day, we're only human, and everybody's trying to do the best they can. But there is always the potential for some confusion, and particularly like last night. I don't think when you and I had the conversation with Madden, among the three of us, we had not seen that before.
Never seen that. You can cover this game 30 years, broadcast it for 30, 20, be involved in it. I've never seen it. And that's the beauty of the game. Nor have I seen a play similar to the one that happened a few months ago on the throwaway down the right field line.
Yep. And to this day, depending on who you talk to, there's still uncertainty as to whether that ball went into that bag in the bullpen or did not go.
That's right.
And in which case one it would have been a dead ball, and the other it would have been a judgment call.
I happened to be watching the end of the Dodger game the other night, and there was a ball thrown toward their tarp, thrown away at third base, and the outfielders put their hands up. Well, the ball boy had a bucket that he sits on. It went behind the bucket. The umpire said, no, it's in play.
Yep.
Very similar to that play there. See, so they got to get all that clarified.
There's Kepler to take care of the fly ball by Cano. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's 1-0 Rays. we've got you under our wing. How many teams in Major League history have won 180 games over 2 seasons after losing 180 the previous 2 years? 8 teams. Got a little sneak preview there. The Rays have done that with their win total this year. Pat Burrell taking a breaking ball first pitch. It's in there for a strike. The Rays, the Tigers from 04 to 07, the Mets in 03. So since the turn of the century, 3 clubs. It's back to the Mets from 67 through 70. 2 strikes here.
I noticed the Braves up there now, 89 to 92. They were not good.
That's
they were
exactly
awful.
Right.
And then for about how many years? 13 years.
Yep.
See that right here. See, that could happen to the Rays. 89 to 92. They were awful. And then Tommy Glavine was just coming in up as a youngster, and of course they got John Smoltz in a trade. Later, Greg Maddux signed free agency, and Chipper Jones was up and coming. All of a sudden, a lot of those guys did come from the minor league system too. So the Rays may never look back starting next year. They may go on a run of 12 or 13 in a row in the playoffs. Who knows?
Ball 3 inside.
But I think the foundation has to be, which is what Andrew Friedman talks about. You have to have player development and scouting. It has to come from within first.
And they've done everything they can to this point to try to develop that on a number of fronts. 3-2 is popped up, right side foul to Sharon Molina. Molina makes the catch. That's the first out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Well, the nucleus of young starting pitching the Rays have, and what they still have coming in the minor leagues, and a good young arm, a starter, and Hellickson and Jennings, the outfielder. And look at the rookies this year in that rotation with Neiman and Price, and now Wade Davis.
Fantastic.
Well, that's a great combination.
Well, the 5 starters, James Shields, Matt Garza, to go with the 3 names you just saw. I think any manager in baseball, and I can speak for it because I manage in the big leagues, I take those 5 guys up against anybody from just a talent standpoint. And you know what, in the learning process that I've seen, David Price throwing some change-ups behind the count to strike out A-Rod, going inside on Teixeira, those are statement makers. Those are big things. Wade Davis, what we saw earlier, standing up Swisher. They know that Swisher's been killing them all season long. They're not trying to hurt him, just trying to make a statement.
There's a line drive and a base hit for Zahn. A 1-out single for the veteran catcher. And you know what else is good? To see starting pitchers do that. They have a little more to work with than sometimes guys out of the bullpen in terms of they have to pitch in as well, but you get down to certain spots, and if there's a situation where you have to send a message, starters got a little more leeway to work with than
absolutely
the guys coming into game situations like.
And you know what? One of the best things I've seen all year was last week with the Red Sox and Blue Jays, and Lind hit 3 home runs off the Red Sox, and Papelbon comes in and drills them, and then says, "Oh, it was not. I didn't mean to do that." Like, puts his hands up. Roy Halladay's pitched the next day. He didn't care. He laid one right into David Ortiz in the ribs. You know what? Nobody batted an eye. That's how you answer.
Yep.
Because everybody knew it was intentional.
Yeah, and you have to have starting pitchers who are willing to make those statements.
And that reminded me of, when I worked with Clemens and he would do that, or Nolan Ryan when he hit Robin Ventura. And remember that fight? We talked about that the other day. You don't have to tell those guys to do that. They know what they're going to do, and if anything, you tell them, don't do it right now. We might get kicked out, but they don't care.
Yeah, that's right.
But, when you do that, the umpires know that, the other team knows that, and the players handle it themselves, and it ends. And that's where MLB really doesn't have to have all these directives, in my mind, all the time, and say, "Oh, you can't the players and the umpires handle the game. They do a pretty good job of it.
2-2 the count to Gabe Gross.
Because what drives me crazy is when all of a sudden one team hits a guy and then you get a warning on both sides and your team can't retaliate. And so you have to wait till the next time you see him. And you really want to handle it right then and there.
Yeah.
And then it's over with. And if the other team wants to up the ante, then, you know, you counter. But sometimes there's too many directives coming out of the front office right away.
Gross needs a new bat. He found a little crack in that one after that foul ball. Zons at first with one out. 2-2 the count. And there is strike three call. Second out of the inning.
Yeah, it's a breaking ball right here. Right over the heart of the plate.
Now Gabe Kapler. Too low. Kapler had a base hit his first time. Two balls, no strikes. Rays and the Yankees. Rays 7-10 against New York this year. They've gone 4-4 against them here at the Trop. And that's a strike. Rays scored in the first on the Longoria home run. Each team has left the bases loaded in the game so far. The Yankees left 3 on in the first. The Rays left 3 on in the third. And a chopper over the mound towards second. Cano steps on the bag as he gloves the ball. Retiring the side. We go to the fifth and 4. 1-0 Rays. Important dates. Right next to her birthday and Christmas, opening day. See y'all in 183 days. That sounds like it's just around the corner.
It does, and her arm will be healed up by then.
First pitch to Melky Cabrera. That's a strike. Well, that's one of the friendliest signs we've seen all year. See y'all in 183 days. 1-1 now. Cabrera, Molina, and Jeter against Wade Davis. Foul out of play. 1-2. Foul back there. We want to wish Mark Lancaster the very best. He's covering his last Rays game today with the Tampa Tribune and headed to the Washington, D.C. area. He is a very solid baseball writer, and we're going to miss him. And we told him if they sent us each a piece of cake, we'd mention their names. And
it was good, too.
They did, so we did.
And it was good.
Yes, it was. Tap up the right side, foul.
He'll be able to maybe cover Steven Strasburg next year if he makes the club. #1 pick in the country.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens with their managerial situation.
Yeah.
Jim Riggleman has been the interim manager, and he seems to be getting more and more consideration.
Yeah, I think so. Mike Rizzo is the GM now officially, of course. Jim Riggleman's been in a lot of those situations where he's been the bench coach and taken over for fired managers.
Swing and a miss. That takes care of Cabrera. Strikeout number 4.
Well, another solid outing so far for Wade Davis. Look at this breaking ball right off the table. Down in at the back foot. Beauty.
Jose Molina. It's a strike on the outside edge.
Jose, you know it's October 4th. Come on.
Yeah, get back in there.
You're not trying to make the club. Don't try to make the club today.
It's away, and it's 1-1.
You know, it's funny. You still selfishly, you still want your at bat. Hey, don't do it on my at bat, all right?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm heading to 16. I need help.
A ball and 2 strikes. Well, you just got to protect the bigger plate. That's all.
Yeah, it's just it's about 6 inches wider. It's about 23 inches or so.
Up and away. 2-2.
It's almost like Rob Drake looked at him. Did you like that call? How'd you like that one? I didn't call it that time.
Foul up the right side. That had Kerwin Danley ducking.
Wade Davis gets inside really well. I like the because he's got really good mechanics right over the top. He's able to ride that 4-seamer right in on the hands. Got a good arm slot.
Full count to the catcher Molina. Jim Hickey and Tom Foley alongside right there. Rays pitching coach on the right side of our screen. And Tom Foley, the Rays third base coach.
I told Tom today, this morning, I said, I haven't seen you make one mistake at third base. I mean, he's done a really good job coaching third, and that's a tough job.
And plus, that die job is holding up really well from the Ring of Fire road trip.
It looks the same like when we were together in '92 in Montreal.
3-2 and another foul ball.
He said, "No, you're just being kind to me." I said, "No, we haven't. You've done a really good job, and I could say that is a tough job, coaching third base, because you only hear about a third base coach when he makes mistakes. sends a guy and he gets blown up at home plate by 30 feet. Then you make news.
You know, there's a guy who can certainly be a manager.
Absolutely.
Swing and a miss. Molina is out on strikes. 2 strikeouts here in the 5th inning. He got him with a fastball that time.
Well, there's a couple jobs open, and there's going to be more. Here's that 4-seamer just right over the top. Look at that. Just challenge him. Why not? Guy's hitting 216. I'm not going to fool around. Good fastball. No walks.
Now Derek Jeter. Jeter has 2 of the 3 hits given up by Wade Davis. He starts him with a fastball for a strike. So Jeter's average is .335 right now. This one is wide. 1-1. That
nasty. Look at this 2-seamer with movement. Look at this pitch right here. Look at the movement there. Late movement. Can't hold up.
Jeter fouls it.
Greg Zahn wanted that a little bit higher. Saw Zahn behind the plate holding that glove up high, and then after Jeter fouled it, he motioned the way to get it up higher.
And he drops that one a little low with a breaking ball.
He got that grip early. That was a good shot in the glove of looked like that spike curveball. That index finger up on the knuckle there. That's a fastball grip right there. Changing it.
A low ground ball foul off to the left.
Back from a 4-seamer to a 2-seamer.
Well, Jeter, as we've discussed throughout the series, boy, he, in the minds of some and maybe ours, he would have the inside track to be the MVP. He's worked the count full, 3-2. He's been an All-Star MVP and a World Series MVP. He could just be the outright MVP of the season this year. 3-2 to chop to third. Barehanded by Longoria. The throw got him, and what a play by Evan Longoria. A fine barehanded pickup by Longoria to get Jeter. Bottom of the 5th coming, 1-0 Rays. in the first when Evan Longoria connected for his 33rd home run of the year. It came on a 3-2 fastball. Meanwhile, Wade Davis, a combination of breaking stuff and good two-seam fastballs, an occasional four-seam fastball that struck out 5, limiting the Yankees to no runs, 3 hits through 5. So he continues to be impressive, the rookie right-hander. And it will be the top of the order. Upton, Brignac, and then Longoria due to bat third. BJ takes the pitch for a strike. Pitch inside. Upton hit a fly ball deep to center all the way back on the warning track his first time up, and he walked in the third. Mounding ball, third base side, foul. 1-2. Run, 5 hits for the Rays, no runs, 3 hits for New York.
There's a real young Rays fan. A little tired right now.
Ground ball. Cano at second with the pickup. The throw to first in time. 1 away. That'll be Reed Brignac. Brignac has grounded to third, hit a fly ball to center. He lifts this one right back into center field. Cabrera catches that. 2 fly balls to center. He's 0 for 3.
Hit it good, just right at him. Evans got his batting average up a couple of points. Like to see him get another hit here.
Yep.
Finish over or at 280.
See Evan right now at 280, 2 for 2 with a homer and a single.
Stay right there, yeah.
A strike on the outer part of the plate. Inside. 1-1. Well, the Rays as a team establishing records and stolen bases. 194 steals coming into the game today. Home runs, they now have 199 home runs after Longoria's homer in the first. And there's a base hit. Longoria is 3 for 3. Hit a breaking ball, a 1-2 breaking ball.
That's good for him. That might solidify him, at least guaranteeing him 280 this year. That's good improvement. The last day of the season, he's had a nice day. Obviously 3 for 3. That is a curveball or slider. A little flat nonetheless. He missed location on that one.
Now Ben Zobrist about to step in. Ben doubled in the first, struck out looking in the third. He goes out there. That's a ball though, as it stayed wide. Evan back in at first. And a shot toward right center field. In there. Could go for extra bases. Zobrist will dig for two. Longoria is going to be stopped at third. Throw back to third, and he's back in there. Evan had a full head of steam around third, and Tom Foley put that stop sign up for him, and I wasn't sure if Longoria was going to stop or not.
Yeah, Tommy got way down the line. We're just talking about, Tom, what a tough job that is, and with 2 outs, you're thinking, well, maybe Evan can score, but the ball didn't get through the gap. It got to it. A little bit off the end of the bat. That's the checkers double of the game. Still hit well, but see, Melky gets to it. It doesn't get by him. So Evan has to hold up, but he's looking to score right away. There's no question about that. He'll pick Tom Foley up right now. Tom's job is to get down the line as far as he can, because that'll give him a chance to put the brakes on after he can read the play. If you're a third base coach and you stay up by the box and the hitter passes you, you've got no chance. The deeper you get, the more you have a chance to read the play, and that's what Tom Foley did. So nice job by Tom.
Ibar fouls the fastball back for a strike. It's a 2-men in scoring position, and Longoria says, if I hadn't stopped, would you have jumped in front of me and stopped me?
Well, that's a good question too, because obviously you can't do that. You can't touch the runner and that's corral him. Would be called out if you're the third base coach. I can tell you, many a coach had wanted to do that.
Yeah. 0-2 count.
But the deeper you get down the line as a third base coach toward home plate, the more you have time to read the play in the outfield. So you get down in this area right here, which is what Tommy did. And then Evan, you can stop him or say, hey, continue to go. And as soon as you, as a third base coach, run up, you're sending him, and you run up and you run past Evan, that means you're releasing him and you pick up the trail runner. That means, hey, you're in, you've done your job. So then the third base coach goes back up toward the third base coaching box, and then he picks up the next runner and does the same thing with him.
One and 2 the count to Willie. Inside, popping away. Down the line from third comes Longoria. Boy, some alert base running right there. The Rays get their second run. Longoria breaking in a hurry. Zobrist over to third, and the Rays lead 2-0.
What a great read by Evan Longoria, and you can only do that if you get a good secondary lead. Now here's the pitch. It's a cross-up. It's a cross-up by Jose Molina and Burnett. They got crossed up. I think Jose was looking for a breaking ball, and that almost hit him on the wrist and could have broke it. But watch Evan right here. He's getting a good secondary lead. See how far off he is, and there's no hesitation. He had a good primary lead, and he got a good secondary lead.
It's going to be ruled a pass ball. 2-2 to Ibar, and he's out on strikes to retire the side, but the Rays pick up a run. We're at the end of 5. It's 2-0 Tampa Bay.
Possibilities are endless. You know, I think every time you see the beginning of a new season, you just see all the possible scenarios, and I love to just imagine ourselves having so much fun as we did in 08.
Dwayne.
Oh, back into deep right center field. That's going to be off the wall. A two-base hit as Johnny Damon hits the second pitch of the inning into right center field up off the top of the fence out there. And the Yankees have a scoring opportunity.
Well, Dwayne, we were going to try and get a word in from Carlos Pena if, in fact, he does end up tied for the home run crown. He's been at the ballpark for this whole homestand. He's been a big part of this homestand for the Rays. So we'll try and listen in with Carlos and get a little interview with him, seeing what happens with Teixeira here. Guys, back to you.
All righty. Mark Teixeira, 0 for 2 today. It's now with a man in scoring position. Pitch is outside, 1-0. So the Rays picking up the run in the bottom of the 5th inning. Turns out to be very significant now. An unearned run that made it 2-0 with the Yankees right back with a 6th inning threat. Rays have the shift on. That's a strike, and the count is 1-1.
A good sink again right there. 88. Bottom falling out. Mark way out in front of that one. Good look at the shift. Jason Bartlett kind of bird dogging Johnny Damon a bit before he goes back to his position.
Takes the count to 2-1 to Teixeira.
Or Reed Brainiac, I should say. So used to saying Jason Bartlett.
Yeah, exactly.
There's Reed.
It's wide. And it's now 3-1.
Now this is where Teixeira's hit a lot of his home runs, getting fastballs and hitters counts, which he's in right now. See how Davis attacks him.
3-1 count. First time he's really been behind him in the count today, and that one is up. So he walks him. First 2 men are on a double, and the first walk of the day issued by Wade Davis.
Well, that was the right try. He tried to go fastball down and away, just missed off the outside corner. Conversation on a mound right now, how to approach Alex Rodriguez.
Rodriguez is 1 for 2, single into right in the first. Got a fly ball to right, caught by Gabe Gross. That was in the 3rd inning. Davis just over 90 pitches. And now first pitch to Rodriguez. He hits a high fly ball deep into left, all the way back to the wall. Kepler, and it's gone. Fastball, and Rodriguez hits his 29th home run of the year. That's going to make it a 3-2 ball game. And we'll give Rodriguez 29 home runs and 96 runs batted in.
Well, this is by design. They tried to go in, and this ball was inside, but A-Rod was looking for it. Zahn was setting up way inside. And the ball did hit the inside part of the plate, but Alex, there's not too many fastballs like that he doesn't do that. Get out of the ballpark.
So a double, a walk, and a homer, and New York takes a 3-2 lead. There's a base hit by Hideki Matsui on the first pitch, and he's singled on the fastball. So the first 4 men have reached in the 6th inning.
And that'll get the bullpen going for the Rays. I'd like to see Wade work out of this inning, keep the game right here. I'm sure Joe Madden would as well. 93 pitches.
Freddie Guzman's going to run for Matsui now. So Matsui singles and departs. Jim Hickey's going to go to the mound. The Rays get some action in the bullpen. Andy Sodenstein moving around and starts to throw. So while he loosens, the Rays talk it over on the mound, taking up a little time. A reminder, you can place your reservations for 2010 Rays season tickets. Ensure the best seats, get the biggest savings, and all the great benefits. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Rays will be opening the season next year right here at home with a series against Baltimore and then one against New York. Nick Swisher. Guzman now at first. He's back in. Swisher with a couple of ground balls to first, handled by Ibar. Ibar takes the throw again from Davis.
I think he was going to go right there. That little hesitation as Wade had the quick feet thrown over to first.
Peek over there by Wade Davis. The pitch a little bit wide. 1 ball, no strikes. Dale Thayer has joined Sodenstein in the bullpen. One ball, no strikes. And again to first. He's back in.
Yeah, there was a flinch that time. He was going that time again. Took it off last pitch after he flinched. He flinched again, so he was definitely going. No question about that.
This went down, and Davis hurried up his delivery a bit there. 2-0.
Yeah, and also I'm sure Joe Girardi took it off. He sees the same things we're seeing. Catchers, especially Joe Girardi, would see that and say, well, they're able to pitch out here. 2-0, you can't pitch out, though. Tough to pitch out, especially with a young guy 2-0. So good hitters count.
And the pitch. That's a strike around the knees. 2-1.
Well, here's your ideal running count. Wouldn't necessarily be a hit and run with Swisher, but Davis wants to make it happen right here and be a good count to run on it. Turn it into a run and hit play.
He's on the move. The pitch is a ball, and the throw is not in time. Wally Bell on the call. Guzman steals second. Pitch down a little bit.
This guy can fly. Good jump. Wade Davis did go quick to the plate. The ball was just thrown to the shortstop side of the bag. If it's on the second base side, you got him. But too far for Reed Brindrak to reach back and try to make the play. And because Davis went quick to the plate, even though Guzman got a great jump, a good throw gets him.
Three and one to count to Swisher. And he walks. So the 5th consecutive man to reach base for New York in the 6th inning. And Joe Madden comes out. He's going to make a pitching change with men at first and second and nobody out in the sixth. That's going to be it for Wade Davis. Back in a moment. Given up 3 runs and responsible for a couple men on.
Pitched well. He just hit the wall here in the 6th inning, but he pitched well. There's a good curveball. Nice 4-seam fastball. Good 2-seamer. Another breaker right there. Good stuff. He had good command. I think he just got tired. Just hit the wall and it happens. And lost some command here in this inning.
98 pitches for Davis. Now Andy Sonnenstein is on to face Robinson Cano. The pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes. Cano's had a career year offensively, hitting .321 with 25 home runs. 204 hits on the year, and he's under this one. Sends a high fly ball not too deep to center where B.J. Upton is there making the catch. The runners hold. They're still at first and second with 1 out.
Yeah, one big one too with no advancement. Cano was looking to launch right there. He thought he got a pitch he could hit out of the ballpark. Took a big swing. He does have 25 home runs. Took a shot at one right there.
Now it's Melky Cabrera. He's popped to third and struck out swinging. And that first pitch drops in. A curveball for a strike. Count. 7th man to come to the plate in the inning for New York. And the pitch is a strike. Guzman had loved to start off second on that pitch. One ball, 2 strikes. Now the runners go, and the pitch is foul the other way. That's down beyond the bullpen. So Girardi had the runners in motion. One out, and the count's 1-2 to Melky Cabrera. All three of the New York runs in the inning coming on the home run by Alex Rodriguez. Again away, and it's 2-2. Sonnenstein's going to have to take it to first and hurry. Safe. And the bases are loaded. Sonnenstein took a little time getting to that ball.
Yeah, you got to barehand that ball. You don't have time to grab it with two hands and set. That ball's just a little tapper in front of the plate. And you got to barehand it and throw it from maybe a sidearm angle. You don't have time to set up. Well, he's getting that. See, he's taking a lot of time. Gets up on top. Too late. You got to throw from down right where the ball is.
So the bases now are loaded with one out. Jose Molina at the plate. He fouls it. Strike one right on top of the Rays dugout.
That was a big out right there. That was a gimme.
One is high. It's 1-1. A 1-1 count to Molina. And a little tapper. He'll come. No! He misfires as he wanted to throw it to the plate. Everybody's safe. A run scored. Guzman crosses the plate, and it's 4-2. Well, he's gotten a couple of little taps. He was a little slow in dealing with Cabrera's, and he misfires on the one from Molina.
Yeah, he sure did. Couldn't get the transfer, couldn't get the grip. And Guzman could fly, and he was just trying to do a little shuffle there. He just couldn't transfer it. The speed affected him right there for sure. Guzman.
So Molina is aboard. The bases remain loaded. It's now 4-2. And Derek Jeter bats with the bases full. It's fouled for a strike. Jeter with a hit in the first, a base hit in the third. 2 for 3, and fouls one out of play. Took a good play at third by Longoria to get him on a barehanded pickup in the 5th inning.
He made a great play. He knew the situation. I mean, the instincts of Longoria on that play that on Jeter were incredible. He knew his only chance was to barehand it, and he made the play.
Jeter fouls it out of play, holding the count at 2 strikes. Well, the Yankees threatening to make it a very big inning. They scored 4 already. Foul ball in on Jeter.
Ball just ran in on the hands of Derek. Little half swing right there.
Strike 3 call. So we got Jeter looking.
And it caught Derek. I think was looking for something else other than a fastball. Though the ball was a little cut on the inside corner. I think Derek thought it was inside. Just bit the inside corner. Joe Girardi asked him if he wants to stay in or not. And I think Jeter said, "I'm out." I think that's what that wave was.
Nah.
I've had enough.
Yeah. And a strike to Johnny Damon.
Well, I thought Jeter and A-Rod, all these guys would start. I thought they'd get about 3 at bats, 6 innings, 7 innings. Maybe he's just waving saying he doesn't agree with the pitch.
That's up the right side and will be fair. Bouncing against the wall. Swisher scores. Cabrera scores. Molina goes to third on the double by Damon. The Yankees do make it a big inning as Damon's 2-base hit chases home 2 more runs, and it's 6-2.
He's hurt the Rays all season long. This ball's a little cutter again, very little. Runs right into the swing of Johnny Damon. Down in. Oh, he loves it right there. Yeah, I think the bench will be unloaded now because here comes looks like Gardner running for Damon.
So Damon is lifted.
I think all the starters will be lifted after this inning. The main starters, A-Rod, Jeter, I would think.
And they're going to walk Teixeira intentionally. So he'll be passed intentionally here to load the bases. And the right-handed bat of A-Rod due up.
Well, this is also for Carlos Pena, I think.
Yep, sure.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Hey, Mark's had his shots. I mean, they pitched to him the whole series. But you got a base open, and you are the guy that has to have 39 home runs, even though A-Rod hit his 29th, so, and righty on righty.
So Teixeira has been walked intentionally. And now he's going to leave the game. And Juan Miranda will run for him. So Teixeira leaves the game and finishes the regular season with 39 home runs. And Carlos Pena and Teixeira will be tied for the league lead in home runs with 39. So Pena, who was hurt on the 7th of September, will hang on to a share of that home run lead. Rodriguez fouls one. That's a strike. And so Pena with 39, Teixeira with 39, and never before in the live ball era since 1920 has a player missed the 25 games to end the season and still lead the league in home runs, and Pena will share that lead with Teixeira. Long fly ball into deep right center field, and this one is gone. A grand slam home run by Alex Rodriguez. He hit a 3-run home run to open the scoring and has just hit a grand slam home run to keep the inning going, and the Yankees indeed make it a monster inning. It's now 10-2. An 0-1 pitch, and Alex Rodriguez has 7 runs batted in in this inning.
Yeah, this is another cutter. It's just been cutter after cutter after cutter. Very flat, nothing to it. Try to go in, missed out over the plate. And you see what A-Rod did. 7 RBIs. So Alex will finish with 100 RBIs and 30 home runs. That is a pretty darn good year for a guy that missed the first month of the season.
Now here's a shot by Guzman, and it's a foul ball. Guzman had home run distance on that one. He entered as a pinch runner for Matsui, and now gets an at bat in this inning. The Yankees now have more runs than they have hits. They've scored 10 runs in this inning on 6 hits. Ground ball second. Zobrist has it, and a throw to first in time. So Guzman is out. The Yankees are finished, but they scored 10, and it's 10-2 New York. RaceBaseball.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. David Robertson will be the new pitcher. 5 innings for Burnett. He gives up 2 runs, 7 hits. 1 of those runs earned. And now it's Robertson.
Now Robertson will get another inning of work like he did the other night. Get him ready for the postseason. He's got the good fastball, good overhand curveball. All the Yankee starters are coming out of the game, which is the right move, especially with the lead. And Joe Girardi wants to make sure everybody's out healthy, ready to go for the divisional series.
You see Gardner in center field as Cabrera moves from center field to left. Pat Burrell takes the pitch for a strike. It's Hinsky in the game at third. Saw Hairston at the shortstop. 2 strikes the count to Burrell. Fouls it back. So they have Cabrera there in left with Gardner in center. Swisher still in right. Hinsky and Hairston on the left side of the infield. Cano still at second. Miranda at first. And Molina's still catching. The popper foul ball and will fall ball into the Rays dugout and out again.
That's too bad, because if you field your position, it's still a ball game and a good one.
Yeah, there were those ground balls hit by Cabrera. He was slow in reacting to that and unloading the throw, and then misplayed the little tap by Molina. And the roof caved in after that. Burrow chops it to Harrison at short. Those throws in time. So Pat's the first out in the 6th.
5 innings plus 5 runs. 5 runs, 3 earned. 1 walk, 5 Ks, 1 home run. Again for
There's
Davis, 5 innings,
Greg Zahn.
5 batters, 6 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned. 1 walk, 5 Ks. Correction, 2 walks, 5 Ks.
Zahn is 1 for 2. Pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes. One and one now. So 5 runs charged to Wade Davis, 3 earned on 6 hits. 2 and 1. Struck out 5 and walked 2. Gave up a home run. Ground ball, right side for Cano. That'll be the second out here in the 6th.
Burnett's line, 5 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk. You're right, number 26. 1 home run. 5 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, 3 Ks, 1 home run.
Gabe Gross. Gabe is grounded out and struck out. Pitch is a strike.
Well, it's looking like there's going to be another game for Detroit and Minnesota.
Wow, how about that?
Detroit won 5-3 over the White Sox. Minnesota's up 8-1 over Kansas City.
And Detroit's going to have to go, if all of that holds, Detroit will have to go to Minnesota and play late Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, and I'm guessing with Jackson throwing and Verlander throwing, it's probably going to be Porcello. Oh, Kevin just telling me Leland did say Porcello.
Yep.
Kev, I'm just managing out loud. I don't talk to these guys. I'm just, well, Porcello, that's, wow, that's interesting. 14-game winner.
This one is down, a ball and 2 strikes.
One of his top 3 starters, so that's at least it's not a rookie.
Yeah, there's the scoreboard.
Well, it is
right
a
now.
rookie, but not a kid out of A-ball.
Yeah.
Verlander, Verlander got in trouble in the 8th inning just like he did the other day, but Jimmy Leland said, hey, the ball is yours, big boy. He didn't pull him. Love that. We're going to win it or lose it with our best. And they held on.
Breaking ball, strike 3 call. Robertson, a 1-2-3 inning against the Rays. We go to the 7th, 10-2 New York. On to the 7th inning. 10-2 with that 10-run 6th inning for New York. 5 runs charged to Davis, 5 to Sonnenstein. Nick Swisher leads it off against Dale Thayer, the new Rays pitcher. A ball and no strikes.
Yeah, Dale in for his 11th appearance.
Cut the miss. Fernando Perez is now in center field for the Rays. They've made a couple other changes. Chris Richard is in at first base. Ibar moves over to play third. The pitch is inside. It's 2-1. So Longoria is out of the game. Upton is out of the game. And Sean Riggins is catching, replacing Greg Zahn. 3-1. The count to Swisher. Chopping foul ball into the stands. Full count. Thayer pitched Friday, gave up a couple of runs in 1 inning. Miranda hit that long home run off him in the 8th. Full count to Swisher. He grounds it to second. Ben Zobrist has it. A little bit of the first out. Swisher is retired. We'll get Robinson Cano to the plate. Jabba Chamberlain has started to throw in the bullpen for the New York team. There's Chamberlain.
Yeah, that's where he'll be in the divisional series. In the bullpen again, which a lot of people feel that's where he should have been from day one.
Cano fouls one. Put out front there, strike 1. Two strikes to count. It was David Wells who really had Babe Ruth's hat, but Jabba Chamberlain has a pretty good replica.
Oh, big time. That kid.
That's high.
So he'll get the 7th. And I'm just guessing that maybe Mariano, I'm sure Joe Girardi's probably asked him if he wants an inning, and maybe Mariano doesn't feel like he needs to face hitters. Because he hasn't pitched in this series at all.
Cano's out on strikes. 2 gone. And that's going to get Melky Cabrera to the plate.
Of course, there's still 3 innings of pitching left. So Phil Hughes threw what, Friday night? 1 inning, I believe.
We saw Hughes for a third of an inning.
Yeah.
Friday.
A lot of pitches, right.
Yeah. That's a strike to Cabrera, the foul ball.
So Joe may want, Phil Hughes to get an inning. Mariano possibly, although he's sitting there on the bench. He may not need to face hitters, the veteran that he is. He'll be ready.
1-1 to count to Cabrera.
Of course, that's the last thing you want to do with an older pitcher, too. Get him out there in a meaningless game and have something happen to that arm.
Yep.
He's sitting there with the guys, so I doubt that he's going to throw.
Ground ball. Grandiak takes it to first, and that retires Cabrera. The 1-2-3 inning for Dale Thayer. It's 10-2 New York. Time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Autoway Toyota.
When you need a car, truck or van,
close were you paying attention to all this?
You know what? To be honest, I wasn't. You know, I just let it go. You know, it's going to be what's going to be. I felt good about what I was able to accomplish, and you know, obviously I was crushed when it ended. But you know, I'm happy now that I got the lead, so it's great. Even if it's tied, you know, it doesn't mind.
You're the first person during the live ball era since 1920 to miss 25 games and still end up at least with a share of the home run crown. When you left that game, Teixeira hit 2 home runs in the nightcap of that day-night doubleheader. Did you think, oh, well, it's a good year, but it's not going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea this was going to be possible, you know. But it is, you know, here it is. You know, it's a reality. So I'm really ecstatic. You know, you have no idea how many times I dreamed of this as a kid. So for actually to come a reality, I'm so grateful.
You ended up with exactly 100 RBIs. Today, Evan Longoria ends up with exactly 100 runs scored on a great read on a ball that gets away from the catcher. What you saw out of Evan today and all season long, and what you've seen out of your teammates, are you excited about what's going to happen in 2010?
Oh, I'm very excited. You know, I keep on saying that I'm just happy that I have a nice seat to watch Evan play every single day, because he's going to be one of the greatest players, you know, in my opinion. You know, if he stays healthy, he's going to do great things in this game. So I'm just glad I get to see it every day, and I'm very excited about what's coming in 2010.
For fans who haven't seen you in a while, tell us about the hand and when you're going to start baseball activities.
You know what? I feel great. Everything is going well. You know, I'm going through the process. You know, it's a little tedious, but you know, it's getting better every single day. So I'm very excited about it, very optimistic about it.
Well, Carlos, you brought so much joy to us all year long with your attitude. We appreciate you taking time, and congratulations on being co-home run champ in the American League.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. Well, you would expect nothing less than what we just saw and heard from Carlos Pena, and he does have a share of the American League's home run crown.
Yeah, well deserved too, because had he not gotten hurt, he would have probably blown it away as far as leading in home runs. But the fact that the Rays pitchers were able to hold Mark Teixeira down this weekend, I'm sure Carlos is appreciative of that. And the intentional walk obviously was to make sure Teixeira didn't have a chance to hit number 40.
Kapler pops it up foul against Chamberlain, and it's caught by the first baseman Miranda.
And you know what? I would bet that Mark Teixeira, if it was Joe Girardi and it was this reverse situation, he'd say, hey, my manager does that, backs me up, tries to help me. I appreciate that too.
Jerry Hairston has moved from short to second base. Jerry Hairston Jr. and Ramiro Pena is now the shortstop. Perez in the spot originally occupied by Upton fouls it away. Fernando Perez. This one away. Fernando spent a little time here and then a little time in New York, and hopes to spend about the second half of the winter playing winter ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He'd like to make sure that he's completely healthy from that wrist injury.
Yeah, he sure would.
But he understands and embraces the idea of getting some at-bats and games under his belt playing winter ball, but he wants to get healthy. He's out on strike 2, 2 gone.
Well, Java gets a slider, a good slider for a strike. It's a fastball pretty far off the outside corner that Fernando couldn't get to.
American League record. Rolling time 7 or more. It's Fernando Tatis on April 23rd, 1999. He was with St. Louis.
Here's Reed Brignac lifting a high fly ball to center. It's caught by Gardner, and the Rays are up and down in order. We go to the 8th, 10-2 New York. And here they are. Grant Balfour topping the list this year with 18. Wheeler with 16 and Schaus with 11. Just as middle relievers keep their teams in the game, you too can stay in the game with Just for Men hair color. So the season hole leader in the Rays bullpen, Grant Balfour. Jose Molina up there taking a pitch down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. And a bouncer foul. It's 1-1. Center field, Perez turning completely around, and as it go off his glove, the ball drops on the warning track, and Molina winds up at second after a turn. He'll return to the bag. So a double to center for Jose Molina.
Yeah, that ball was blistered pretty good there. 4th double for Jose. Fernando playing shallow, like BJ up, and turned around on this one. Got a glove on it. Seems shading right side. Played position correctly, just a little bit shallow, and right off the tip of the glove there. Popped out.
Now here's Jerry Hairston Jr. And the first pitch is a strike. Hairston will just be happy not to get hit by a pitch if he can finish this at bat in one piece.
That kid, he got a couple last night, first 2 at bats.
That's a strike. 2. Third, and the Yankees have men at first and third. First and third with nobody out. Brett Gardner, center fielder, will bat. Team on to pinch run for Damon in the big 6th inning. That's Jeff Bennett up in the bullpen. Pitch inside. Kepler, Perez, and Gross in the Rays outfield, left, center, and right. Ibar, Bredyak left side of the infield. Zobrist and Richard right side, with Riggins catching. 2-0. Rays have now been out hit 11-7, and they trail 10-2. Three and 0 the count to Gardner. Strike on the outside corner. 3-1. Popper short center. Perez coming in. He'll make the catch. The runners are going to hang on at first and third. And we'll take a look at our Coors Light freeze can. Longoria, who's been so great at the plate and at third, turns in this barehanded pickup on the Frost Brewed Coors Light freeze can.
And that was his only chance with Jeter running on a little chopper. Just did get him by a stride. I think there's foot was in the air when that ball got over there to first base. That's a great play, great instincts by Evan. Nice finish for Evan. 281, 33 home runs, 113 RBIs, 100 runs scored.
Yep, it's a great year.
Wow, solid.
Strike the count to Miranda. It's low, 1-1, and it could be a Gold Glove year for Evan as well.
He's played well enough for that. Absolutely. He finished the season pretty much like he started. And I still go back to that hamstring pull. He played through that. You know, he wasn't driving the ball then because he didn't have his legs. But once he got healthy, he turned it up again. I think otherwise he would have probably hit over 300. But he played hurt.
3-1.
Well, there's no reason for this. I mean, you got to throw strikes. I mean, listen, you're auditioning every time out there for Joe Madden. You got to make the most of your opportunity.
This one is foul. 3-2. Miranda hit an 0-2 slider. That's not right either. In fact, he hit a 3-2 pitch.
Yeah.
The other night out of sight.
And he crushed it to right center.
And this time he takes a strike on the inside corner for strike 3. Second strikeout for Thayer.
Well, Dale does come back. He's trying to go away, but see, I mean, it's a strike. But he misses location. Riggins is sitting up on the outside corner. That ball ran over the inside corner. It was a strike. It did cross the plate.
Now it's Eric Hinsky hitting in the spot vacated by A-Rod, and Hinsky, the veteran, goes after the first pitch and hits a fly ball to center, caught by Perez. No runs, 2 left. Bottom of the 8th coming. 10-2 New York.
A lot on the footwork, and Sean just says he needs to get the reps offensively, defensively, getting back in that rhythm as he missed most of this season. There is a catch, though. Joe Madden says you have to call me every 2 weeks, and if Riggins fails to do it, he owes Joe a case of wine, the manager's choice. That could be an expensive non-call, guys. Back to you.
Yeah, he'd better get on the phone regularly. Riggins are going to lead off the bottom of the 8th. Well, that's the best thing for him, to go down, because he's missed so much time. To go down there and catch 4 out of 5 days and
Absolutely. Have to.
And just play catch up with playing time. So Riggins here to open the bottom of the 8th. He'll face the left-hander Phil Koch.
72 appearances for him.
Which is fouled. That's a strike. Zobrist due next. And then Ibar. Swing and a miss. Earlier we mentioned all the guys and gals in the communications department. We also would be remiss if we didn't mention the folks who helped us get around this great country of ours during the baseball season. And Jeff Ziegler.
That's right.
Jeff, just the best that we've seen when it comes to making sure that we get there on time and everything we need to get there. And so Jeff, our director of team travel, absolutely the best, and so is Chris Westmoreland and Jose Fernandez. They have of course Westy runs the home clubhouse, and Jose works with him, and they make it just the best operation going, and the guys who work with them, their crew, we thank them for another great season. 2-2 now to Sean Riggins and our crew. I'll tell you, all the guys and gals on our crew, they are just the best that actually gets this telecast up and running, and they do all the hard work, and we get to sit here and talk about baseball.
We just talk.
Yeah.
You know.
And boy, there's Tom. It's a great job again.
Hey, Tom.
And Stan.
Stan.
He's the unruly one on this crew. 3-2.
Hello. Thanks for the shirt.
Trina out there. She's
Jimmy.
Oh, and Jimmy, yeah, that's the voice of reason. Could we give him that title?
Sure.
Hey, here's a foul ball just above us.
I was ready to make a play.
Yep.
Been a while.
There's Mike down to first base. Well, first. And Frankie, hey, buddy. Down across the diamond at third base. Swing and a miss. Riggins missed the fastball and is out on strikes to start the bottom of the 8th. And JC, he's operating the roll.
Nodding.
Yeah. There you go. And that overhead right there. I'll tell you, they've all been just so great.
It's been fun. It's been a blast this year for me.
We had Chris up here.
Thank everybody as well.
Bobby. Kurt floating around somewhere. These guys doing really super. Here's Ben Zobrist after this one, under it, and lofts a high pop fly into left. Ball caught out there for the second out. Hey, there's Chris Garcia back there. There you go, buddy.
He's changed over time, hasn't he?
Well, and notice that he's color coordinated with us.
Nice, Chris.
It really turns out to be a great exercise for us here. It's really fun. We love doing it, and we'd like to thank all the viewers who've been such a big part of making this a success. They are the big part of this whole operation. Back in a moment. tobacco-free. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com for more information. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. Phil Hughes now in to get some work from the New York bullpen. Throws a strike to Willie Ibar. So it's been Burnett for 5, then Robertson, Chamberlain, Koch, and now Hughes.
Well, what we're seeing for Joe Girardi are the guys that are going to be used in the postseason. Robertson will be on that list. Koch definitely, their lefty, their main lefty. Phil Hughes. And now I'm thinking, well, bottom of the 9th, it may be Mariano. He hasn't pitched this series, and you don't start the series until Wednesday, I believe, maybe Thursday. I think Wednesday's going to be the day.
But there he is down in the bullpen, stretching out a little bit.
Yeah, I think he should probably face a few hitters. That's what Joe's going to do with him.
2-2. Well, they're going to have a couple days off.
Yeah, they're going to have plenty of time. You don't want him not pitching in 4, 5, 6 days, Mariano. They had a day off Thursday and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so that's at least 4 days. So yeah, he's stretching to get loose and pitch the 9th inning. So that's the right move, I think, for Joe Girardi. But everybody tuned up. You don't expect any injuries.
Count still 2-2 with Ibar fouling the pitch away. By the way, Zobrist, when he stepped in that last at bat, was hitting .298, so he's going to be up around that mark with 27 homers and 91 runs batted in. And that is strike 3 called on Ibar to retire the side. We're through 8. 10-2 New York. Tonight at 7 on Sun Sports. Jeff Bennett will be the new pitcher. Freddie Guzman will lead off the night. Bennett's on for the 11th time. Pitch is skied into center. Perez is there to make the catch. One away. In no particular order of importance here because we'd be in big trouble. But all of the rest of our crew, we saw some of our camera crew and a couple of shots maybe inside the truck, but Scott Clark, Michelle Garcia Alatorre, Brad Bartle, he's the font coordinator, Steve Juhas, utility, Jimmy Lee Starling's the technical director. He makes sure we get the right shots. Hey, there you go, Jimmy Lee, a little wave there. Mark Duhall, Jeff Glaze, Jeff Kaufholz, Mike Papademos, Brian Lingo, Jason Leto, Mark Whitener. Hey, there's
a
third
good
hand
shot.
worker there. Yeah, how about that?
That's a
And
portrait.
Deneen, I don't know why she's standing next to Kurt. She doesn't know, how dangerous that could be. There's a base hit for Swisher. He's going to head for second, and the throw by Kapler way over the head, but backed up by Richard at first. And Swisher has himself a double.
Well, Swish is the one guy that has to play 9 today. If he's going to play 9, he might as well get another hit.
Yep. So there it is.
You think he was trying to force Kapler to throw him out? He'd take the hit and get off the base.
Well, that's it.
He's off the base anyway. All right. Well, you got off the base one way or the other.
Yep. Now Shelley Duncan's going to run for him. Kevin Patterson's been our producer, and Todd talked about in the pregame. Mike Griffin, who's done a great job with the pregame. Gary Nicholas directing. Tom Hastings not here today, and he spent some time directing. And so we thank each and every one of you. The pitch up and in. And
hello.
Pena ducking that pitch to get out of the way. 1-0.
That's why all the youngsters are in right now. This is the last thing that Joe Girardi wants in one of his starters. Is one to get away from somebody in this type of a game. That was obviously not intentional to hit Pena. That just got away. But that's what happens in these types of games at the end of the year.
Ground ball. Renyak up with it, and the throw to first in time. Duncan goes over to third. Pena's out short to first.
That was a nice play. Right to the end. Renyak making another super play.
Now the pitcher's spot is due because they had put Guzman out of the DH role and into left field, so that opened this spot. And the pitcher was hitting eighth. So at the moment Hughes was in there, and Cervelli will pinch hit for the pitcher. I guess we got everybody, I hope. Cervelli, the young catcher. Good pitch. And a strike on the outside corner. It's been fun. Kevin,
It's been a blast.
It's been fun with you this year.
Well, thank you, Dwayne. I loved it. Everybody, I echo everything you said. Everybody that's been involved in this, and it's been a blast. My first year here. Definitely be back, and I think we're going to see a playoff club next year.
Fly ball to center. Perez is there, and we can't forget Brian Anderson. It's been fun for all of us this year. Back in a moment. call upon Mariano Rivera to get some work, making his 66th appearance.
Boy, what another great year. I love this. 71 strikeouts and 12 walks. 199 batting average against. It's still another incredible, consistent year for Mariano Rivera. I mean, he's that cutter. People said earlier in the year, oh, he's not the same guy. You and I talked about it. He was the same guy in April. He's the same guy in June. Same guy.
Yep.
I mean, this guy's just never seen anybody able to repeat his delivery so effortlessly like Mariano.
Well, Pat Burrell will open the bottom of the ninth for the Rays. Pat's 0 for 3 in this game. And he takes a pitch inside, 1-0. Chris Richard next. One and one to count. So Hughes worked the third of an inning. Got the strikeout of Ibar. They've had Burnett for 5, Robertson, Chamberlain, Koch, Hughes, and now Rivera. As the Yankees prepare for the postseason. They've earned the home field advantage throughout the playoff run. The 2-1. 3 balls and a strike. Rays got a run in the first on Longoria's 33rd home run of the year. Got another run in the 5th, scored by Evan on a pass ball. This one cued toward the dugout. 3-2. Strike 3 is called. Burrow caught looking. That's the first out.
What else is new with Rivera? I mean that cutter, just nasty. Look at this pitch over the inside corner. That's a cutter. Pat backing away from him and it bites the inside corner. That's just a great pitcher's pitch. It's not over the heart of the plate. That's on the inside corner.
Chris Richard breaks his bat, hits a one-hopper to second. Hairston tosses to Miranda. 2 gone. And that's the other thing that Rivera can do.
That's why he gets lefties out so well. He throws that cutter that just bores in on your hands. You can't get inside it to hit it on the sweet spot. A lot of handles.
Here's Gabe Gross. One strike. Big nothing of 3 on the afternoon. Strike at the knees, 0-2. This one close to being closed out. Tigers beat the White Sox 5-3. Minnesota currently leading Kansas City 9-4 in the 7th inning. Top of the 7th in Minnesota. It appears that the AL Central could be headed for action Tuesday. Gross checks. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yankees on the verge of winning their 103rd game of the year. Tap to third. Pinsky with the throw to first, and this game is over. So is the season for the Rays. 1, 2, 3 in the ninth they go.